It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
All right, fair enough.
It's a really cute subject.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Make it so. Here we go.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
Frankly terrifying.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat.
I've lost money.
There'll be worthy winners.
Get in there.
And valiant losers.
Could have been worse.
Will it be the high road to glory or the slow road to disaster? This is the Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. There's only one way to describe today's travelling twosome. Dapper.
It is extraordinary. I feel that I'm sitting next to a deck chair.
Yeah, back on the road with auctioneers Charles Hanson and James Braxton, always perfectly turned out.
How many layers are you going to say, by the way? You've got a few on there.
I've got my...
Is that padding as well?
Touché, eh? This isn't the first time these two have locked horns. Oh, no.
This is the third time we've met. And the lovely thing, Charles, is you haven't aged a bit.
No, well, James, I'm not sure about that.
You've still got your own hair.
I've got, well, yeah, in parts.
It's always an adventure when these two get together. Forward! Unflappable James from Sussex is always calm and collected,
My work is done here, thank you.
whereas Derbyshire lad Charles can get a bit excited at times. Naughty. But in terms of winning, the auction gods seem only to smile on Mr. Hanson. He's 2-0 up at the moment.
7.
Well done.
Great trick.
Well done.
Oh, I got there in the end, James.
So James will be hoping that third time's the charm.
There's no room for flannel on this one.
No, but they always say fortune favours a bold, James, and
I'm a bit bold.
no knobbly knickknacks.
Now, normally at this point, it's my job to set out the rules, but these two old codgers, hands, already know the score.
So, Charles, what have you got in your pocket?
Don't ask.
I have got, James, £200.
£200. Is that our seed money?
£200.
I tell you what I've got in my pocket,
Go on.
Charles. So I've got
What's the tomato ketchup? there?
Tomato ketchup.
What's that for?
That is just in case there's an opportunity of a bacon roll.
Be prepared, that's his motto. Their ride for this excursion is this splendid MGA, as stylish as its occupants.
What do you think about the car?
I like it. It's driving well. I feel quite low down.
1959, you probably weren't even thought of.
Something else that wasn't thought of back then were mandatory seatbelts. So, mind how you go.
Go on, get in the right gear.
Right, yeah.
1 second.
I am in second.
Nicely done, Charles. Well, the plan was to start this trip around Oxfordshire, head west to Suffolk, cruise south for a bit, before heading around London for a final auction in Bourne End. But now...
You've got 10 feet this side. Well done. Well done.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Right.
Oh, lordy. Anyway, for the first foray, they're heading to a sale room in Didcot, but Brackley is where we kick off proceedings. This Northamptonshire market town, known for its wool and lace, is also renowned for its Morris dancing troupe. And employing some fancy footwork of his own, James has arrived. Shanks's pony beats Charles's driving anytime.
Jim, hello.
Morning, James.
Good to see you again.
And you too?
Very good. Now for the bargain, which way?
Straight on.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Braxton is no stranger to Brackley Antique Cellar. This underground emporium is home to over 200 dealers, so you better get your finely tuned antiques radar up and running, James.
Right, lovely. Look at that. So we've got an 18th century Delft plate here. Isn't it pretty? Very minimal. Porcelain was the great magical trade secret that was kept by the Chinese for 1,000 years. And all these European potteries were desperately trying to emulate it. And this is just earthenware pottery, but it's given this white opaque glaze. But beneath that glaze, they will have painted this cobalt decoration, again, emulating an Oriental design. It's got a £60 price tag, but it's badly damaged. It's a lovely bowl, but not for me.
Quite right. While James browses on, Charles has managed to get the old motor running again, pointing the MG towards the pretty Cotswold town of Burford, where legend tells of a fiery coach tearing up and down the back roads. Nowadays, it's just antiques experts you've got to be wary of.
Here we are.
Charles's first shop is Burford Antiques and Interiors. In you go, boy.
Hello.
Oh, good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. Nice to see you.
Your name is?
Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Viventi.
Italiano.
Italiano.
What an amazing antique shop
Thank you
you've
very
got.
much.
You've got
Thank you very
everything
much.
from modern, old, new. I'm quite antique.
Wonderful.
My friend James Braxton calls me a throwback.
Oh, I see.
What do you think? Have I got a style?
I like this, the jacket.
Thank you.
I like the jacket. Yeah.
You're a good man. See you later.
Talk about fishing for compliments, eh? Giovanni's shop certainly doesn't lack style either. Lots of quality items, but we all know that quality isn't cheap.
That's a piece of rosewood.
So it might be a struggle for a young lad just starting out.
Here and over here, if I pull this chair out, you've got a super pair of what you might call baronial hall chairs. Forget chic, let's go Greek, because this is Greek revival of what we call the Regency period. So this chair would date to around 1815, 1825. These mirrored sea scrolls, this big scallop shell, which almost is very Brighton Pavilion-esque. In mahogany, how much are they? I would hope that the pair of chairs might be, on a really good day, £200. If they were that much money, I'd blow the whole lot. Ready? The price at £895.
Ouch! I think they're staying put then. Now, anything bearing fruit over in Brackley?
You've got a lovely terracotta pot here, and you just fill that lightly with earth, and then you put plugs of little strawberry plants in there, and the strawberries would grow, falling over the edge, so you'd just be able to pick them. I think it's got some age. It's not brand new. Probably something like 1930s to 60s, I would have thought. What's the price tag? It's £22. So you get a garden, you get a larder, and you get something of beauty. For £22, that's the summer sorted, isn't it? All you have to do is make the meringues.
Off to the till with you then.
Now, Jim, I found something here.
Good.
Both utility and some artistic merit. The strawberry pot. And a princely sum of £22. God, that's almost just over 10% of my budget. This is my first purchase, a historic moment.
It's not exactly break the bank though, is it? But at least he's off the mark, which is more than we can say for Charles back in Burford. It's all a bit beyond his budget at the moment.
Hey, Giovanni, there you are.
Hello there.
Fantastic emporium. I love the whole mix and match
Thank you.
of amazing objects, but I can't find anything. I can't believe it. I've been everywhere, but thank you.
It's a pleasure.
It's been a joy.
You're welcome. Ciao.
Ciao. See you. Bye.
Not to worry, Charles. Plenty more shopping to be done. Andiamo, rapidamente. Oh, no. Or not. James, meanwhile, has left the dusty antique shops behind and is headed out to get some fresh air into his lungs.
A lovely spring day. Morning.
He's made his way to a campsite on the outskirts of Oxford to discover the joys of outdoor living and the story of the camping holiday. Simon McGrath from the Camping and Caravanning Club is his expert for all things under canvas.
Hello, Simon.
Hello, welcome.
Look at this. What lovely weather.
Ah, you've timed it to perfection.
Can I give you a hand with anything first?
Absolutely. Here you go. Now, just watch your fingers with that.
Yeah, rubber mallet.
And a nice lightweight tent peg.
God.
There we go.
That's nothing, is it?
Absolutely.
So
but-
just pop it in the ground.
Yep.
You want to keep everything nice and tight, don't you?
Well, the wind's picking up a bit, so yeah.
Perfect camping conditions, James. The humble tent has been around in some form or other since the Iron Age. Living in lightweight, portable shelters was a vital way of life for nomadic tribes and armies on the march. But the notion of camping out for pleasure is quite a modern innovation.
You can trace back camping to the sort of early days of the 19th century with the Romantic movement and the writers and the poets that were talking about getting out into the countryside, and that was great. Then, of course, you had the invention of the safety bike. You know, how that transformed society is wonderful, because it meant that people could get on their bikes and go cycling into the countryside away from the cities. And actually, it was a brilliant partner for camping, and certainly the early campers combined cycling with camping, and it's perfect.
And I suppose everything had to be pared down because you had to carry it.
Absolutely.
One of the early pioneers of this new leisure pursuit was Thomas Hiram Holding. The books he wrote about his camping adventures helped to popularise the pastime, and in 1901 he founded the Association of Cycle Campers, the original name of the Camping and Caravanning Club. Not very many people know that.
He was a tailor from London. He was able to design and make his own tents using lightweight fabric, which was perfect for cycling. The early tent designs that people like Holding really came up with were fantastic, and the club's magazine would include designs in its pages so that people could
how
copy
to make them. So
absolutely.
Have you got one of these early tents I could see?
Absolutely. It's called a gem, and it really is a little gem. It's a great tent.
Take me to your gem. Oh, hello.
You need a hand.
Oh,
Really outdoorsy, isn't he?
So this is it?
This is it. This is the gem in here, and it was actually designed in 1922.
Right, well, tell me, what do you want me to do?
Right.
I am a man with mallet.
This shouldn't take me long at all, then. Who's timing it?
Here we are. I think I'm winning here.
Yeah. The club's inaugural meeting took place in nearby Wantage. It was attended by only 6 members.
The pole's fallen down.
Has it? Not again.
But the popularity of camping began to grow, particularly in the 20s and 30s. Even during World War II, people headed to the great outdoors as an escape from the pressure of wartime Britain. And by the 1950s, well, the club's membership was into tens of thousands.
Jolly lucky you got me, Simon, really.
Well, I don't know what I've done without you.
There we are. That's great, isn't it?
There we go.
Well, I'm looking forward to my night under canvas.
You liar. Today, holidaying in the open air has never been more popular, and the club now boasts nearly 750,000 members. And of course, the kit's a bit more high-tech now than in those early days. Stand by.
That's a kettle, is it?
Well, it'll boil up some water pretty quickly. So
It looks like a surface-to-air missile from here. This is luxury.
Here we go.
Thank you very much indeed, Simon. It's
No,
really
thank you,
lovely.
and I'll leave you to enjoy the tent for the rest of the evening.
You've reacquainted me with the pleasures of camping.
But whilst James has been outstanding in his field, Charles still has yet to break his duck.
I never like not buying in the first shop, and in the past I've been too quick to spend. I've made mistakes. So the boot's empty, I'm not laden. Doesn't matter. Long way to go.
Very positive attitude, Carlos. He's off to the market town of Wantage. The splendid Uffington White Horse is nearby, and it's also the birthplace of Alfred the Great, don't you know? Let's hope he can find something here that isn't a king's ransom to buy. Handbrake, Charles. Thank you. Bold Antiques is his next stop. More stock than shop space by the look of it, and that bodes well.
Hello. How are you?
How are you?
Your name is
Sean.
Sure, what a lovely emporium you've got here. You
Thank you
deal
very
in
much.
everything, I think. Looks my style. Looks quite cluttered.
It is. It's the story of my life.
Looks quite dusty.
I think that's a compliment, Sean. Well, everything looks within easy reach, and with your £200 still intact, let's see what you can find, Charles.
What I quite like, just lurking around all the prints. You've got a nice, probably mahogany little stipple engraved print here. So that's nice. But also, just in front of it is this pretty little titled picture, which again is an engraving after the great painter George Morland, who was renowned for painting these good old rustic rural landscapes.
One of the most famous and prestigious artists of the late 18th century, engravings of his paintings were incredibly popular at the time.
This print you can just see just underneath the frame here, published July the 1st, 1797. You'll see it has got some rips in the actual paper, but I just think it's a charming image, and it survived 223 years. So actually, that's quite a nice print. Mental note, Hanson, that's quite nice. Could be my first buy.
Well, better late than never, eh? What else can you find?
Novelty always sells at auction, and this is a novelty booty. This is brass. It's been studded with little white metal rivets in here to create the lace of the boot. Function, you'll see it's got a small moon shape interior, very flat, and for me, that's a sign you would have had spills in here on your mantelpiece, spills or festas.
Which you'd use to light your fire.
I quite rate that, and there's no price on it at all. Nothing's priced. Maybe just make me an offer, but that boot might be made for walking. I like that.
Oh, he's definitely getting into his stride now. Who writes this stuff?
When I raced in this shop, there was also outside here, they're still here, these very nice vintage luggage is a huge market today at auction, and people love the exotic travel and also the jazz age. And these are great because these capture jazz travel of the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and here you've got what appears to be some sort of vanity box, which years ago had a mirror inside as well, and that would have sat probably up there, silk lined as well. 4 of them. You know what, I might buy the whole lot.
There's no stopping him. We need to get some prices now.
Hey, Sean. How you doing? Good to see you. Nice shop. Nice shop. Now, I've seen a few things. I like the little Victorian boot.
Yeah.
I like the picture here. Just that picture there. That's nice as well. Bit warm, bit tired. So, if I said to you, how much could the boot be?
I've got 15 on it.
Okay.
If you wanted a picture and the boot,
How much?
I could do it for 25.
That's good. I'll take it. Then, outside, I saw the luggage.
Yeah.
Striking, like yourself. Smart, like yourself.
Price is going down by the minute, you know that.
I think that's the plan, Sean.
I had 60 on them. I'll do it for 40.
Really? Suitcases, put it there. £40, done. Thank you. You're a good handshake.
£65 paid and 3 lots bought. I think he's well and truly out of the gates.
Take care, Charles.
Good to see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Grab your goodies and let's head off to find your mate. With any luck, he'll have the tea on by now. Well, he's not moved.
What
are you doing
I've got
here?
you 2 rashers on.
What are you doing over here?
I'm just having a little fry-up. Is that allowed?
In the tent?
We're going en plein air.
What a wonderful end to the day.
I know, it's
I can
glorious,
smell the
isn't it?
bacon across the Oxfordshire countryside.
Do you like a sauce?
Yes.
On your back?
Brown sauce, please.
Yeah, well, you're from the north, aren't you?
He knew those sachets would come in handy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What a cake. Cheers. Been a good day.
Well done, lovely.
They've packed their sleeping bags. Night-night. Up with the larks, and as fresh as a daisy, our 2 boys are back out on the road.
Just watch this surface water, James.
Why?
It's a bit wet.
That's generally the case with water. Now, after your first day of shopping, how's that competitive spirit shaping up?
I tell you what I'm hoping to do on this road trip.
Go on.
Is I'm hoping to beat you. And it's a Herculean task.
And I obviously secured 2 very important wins against you. This would be the first ever hat-trick of any experts defeating in a 3-0 whitewash.
I know.
Fighting talk, well, James has a bit of work to do, having only spent £22 on a strawberry planter.
All you have to do is make the meringues.
So, he still has the thick end of £180 to play with, but Charles, after a slow start, has blown £65 on a brass boot, a print, and some luggage,
I might buy the whole lot.
which gives him £135 for today's fun and games.
Do you feel
Just-
that you are in the winning position?
Just stroke the brake when you brake.
What?
Be a bit heavy on the brake this morning.
I never thought Charles Hanson would give me driving
You're just a
tips.
bit clunky.
Hey, he's got a nerve, hasn't he, eh? Later, we'll be heading to that auction in Didcot. But first, James is making his way to Wallingford, having ejected his cocky co-pilot. His first stop today, the Lamb Arcade. Housed in a 14th century coaching inn, it's like 40 or so mini antique shops all rolled into one.
Where's the undiscovered?
Plenty in here to make him part with that £178 in his pocket.
I'm looking at this. Says on the label, Sitzendorf toilet mirror. I'll just move that one out of the way. It's probably from about 1900 to anywhere probably up to the 30s. Dressing tables were big things then. These are made of porcelain. The frame's made of porcelain. It's quite chintzy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one way to describe it. This German factory was quite renowned for its figurines.
You always want to look for the vulnerable bits, heads, wings, things like that. But actually, a toilet mirror is unlikely to suffer a lot of damage because it just stands on a dressing table. If I had to say there was one area of damage, there's a bit of a gap there. I think there was some leaves, wasn't there? So something's hit that. But the cherubs are intact. Doesn't seem a lot of money, £55. Maybe the dressing table toilet mirror is something of the past. I can feel a resurgence there, suddenly.
One item earmarked. Let's keep looking.
Ooh, what's that?
What's he spotted?
Now, these are quite sweet pieces of jewellery. It looks quite flashy, doesn't it? A line bracelet. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's very well articulated, and I can tell it's really well articulated. Look at that. I can just wrap it around my finger, look. I've got the price tag here. It says 9 carat, and it says £140. And it says KZ. Now, that might be cubic zirconium.
Ah, synthetic gemstones. They look sparkly, but they're not worth much.
And then, rather misleadingly, it's got question mark. You know, this would be a dream come true if they turned out to be diamonds.
You're not kidding, mate. That would be a game changer.
If I got this for around £100, it's still 9 carat gold. It's still beautifully made. And if you put that on your wrist, you would assume it's diamonds. Everyone's a winner. What if it is diamonds, though? It would be many hundreds, and worth the gamble. You know, it's not old, it's not an antique, but sometimes you've got to be price-led, and the price is right for this one.
Right then, grab that mirror. Let's have a chat with Paula at the till. Hello, Paula.
Hello. Good to see you. Now, I have found this rather nice toilet mirror, which still works.
£55 on that, remember?
Could you do 30 on that?
I think really we could do 35.
35, okay, I'll do 35 on that.
35.
And then this fabulous little line bracelet.
Yes,
So that's
okay.
got 140 on it.
Right.
Could you do something like 110 on that? 100?
A little bit more. 120?
So, 35 on that and 120.
Yes,
I think
please.
I'll do that.
That'll be £155 in total, please, James.
Thank you very much indeed, Paula. That's very kind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, well, wish me luck.
Wish you luck.
Thank you.
With only £23 left in your wallet, you might need it. No shopping for Charles yet today. He's headed out into that venerable seat of learning, the University of Oxford. He's come to the Faculty of Music to take a look at their extraordinary collection of musical instruments. Our young antiqueur's guide to the orchestra is Isabelle Carré, Head of Music Education here at the Bate Collection.
Good morning.
Hello, Charles.
Sounds wonderful.
Welcome to the Bate Collection.
Amazing to hear that music in this wonderful building. How did it all begin?
Oh, well, actually, it comes from a collection started by Philip Bate. He was a radio producer and an amateur clarinetist and a passionate collector of musical instruments. And he donated his collection to the music faculty in 1968, and that was the beginning of the collection.
Wow.
But one of the conditions and the aims of the collection was to be used for learning, for study, and to be played.
From Bates's initial donation, the collection has now grown to over 2,000 instruments, dating from the Renaissance up to the 20th century. Most of the exhibits are from the Western orchestral tradition, but Isabel's got something a little less familiar to show Charles.
There's a pile of shoes over here.
Well, just before you go in, we need to take off our shoes.
And why is that?
We're going to, as a sign of respect, remove our shoes before we go in and play, and also not step over any instruments.
Fine, okay. Amazing.
So this is a gamelan. That's the name of the whole orchestra.
Right.
So it's the type of orchestra you find on the islands of Java and Bali in Indonesia. The word gamel means to strike. So it's
Got you.
mostly a percussion orchestra.
Right.
And this particular one has its own name. It's called Kiai Madularas, which means the venerable sweet harmony.
Beautiful.
This amazing orchestra was gifted to the faculty in 1985 by the government of Indonesia, but the history of the gamelan stretches back centuries. According to Javanese legend, the first instruments were made in the 3rd century AD by Sang Hyang Guru to summon the gods.
That's a big gong.
That is a very big gong. Why don't you have a go on it?
Really?
I'll show you. Just play with the beater on the boss there.
That is so deep, isn't it? It's
Absolutely.
amazing sound, isn't it? I can't believe that. So you hit the boss?
Yes.
Right. That's incredible.
As well as the gongs, there are other sections to the orchestra, the bonang or gong chimes, used to embellish the melody, and a drum called a kendang, which acts as a conductor for the orchestra.
This section is called the balungan, which means skeleton in Javanese.
Why skeleton?
Because they play the skeleton of the music. They play a melody which everything else is based around. And you're going to play one.
Or play one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a seat.
And how would I sit if I was playing?
Cross-legged.
Oh my goodness me.
I hope you've limbered up, Charles.
This particular tuning is a 5-note scale.
Beautiful, yes.
So what I'm doing is I'm playing a note.
Yes.
And then as I play the next note,
You're
I
stop-
pinch the one I've just
Indeed.
played. And actually, I've scribbled down for you
Oh, no.
a notation of
Oh,
the
dear.
tune. Let's start maybe with the first 4 notes, shall
Okay.
we?
3, 2, 2, 3.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. I've got that.
I think the gong's more his forte, Isabel. Let's get the members of the Oxford Gamelan Society back in and see how their newest recruit gets on.
A bit nervous. Quite a big job, this. Forwards, my aunties. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
In Indonesia, the gamelan is traditionally used for religious rituals, state occasions, and in particular as an accompaniment for shadow puppet plays. And in keeping with the collection's ethos, it can be played just for the joy of it. I think Philip Bate would approve, don't you? Out on the road, James is also hoping for a big finish on his way to the village of Tetsworth and his last stop of the day, the Swan. But before he gets to shopping, there's a little job he needs to do. Stand by.
Hello, James. How are you?
There's a face from the past. Hello, Paul. How are you?
Always nice to see you. You well?
Very good.
Good.
Now,
What
I want you to make a Herod's decision on this.
Ooh.
I have a line bracelet. Now, is it diamonds or ain't they diamonds?
Time for a test. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Well,
Paul, your face says it all.
no, I'm afraid not. It's just registering as like a semi-precious stone. You're not going to retire this week, I'm afraid.
Bad luck. Might still shine at auction, though. And in the meantime, a real diamond geezer has turned up with £135 still in hand.
Ah, Mr. Hanson.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Very good. How are you doing?
Let's see if James's jewels can get past his keen eye.
You bought that? No, you haven't.
I have.
Being serious.
God, it's amazing where £200 can go, doesn't it? Nice and sparkly, aren't they?
It's like I'm having a bad dream. It's my worst nightmare that James has bought something quite spectacular.
We'll tell him the truth later, eh? Let's keep him on his toes for now.
I love this because my anti-rotary really is defined by this 18th century little enamel oval patch box. It reads, "Love constitutes the value." And this object I love. The old bellflowers around here is a sure sign it's from the neoclassical age of the Georgian period. This little patch box would date to around 1790.
Patch boxes were made to contain beauty spots, little gummed taffeta patches that you stuck on your face, the height of fashion in the 18th century.
We open the lid up and on the inside you'll see that's the original 18th century mirror. I love it. And for only £35, that's a definite one for worthy thought.
He's in his element there. Now, time for Mr. Braxton to knuckle down and get that remaining £23 put to work.
I've always liked these. This is rather nice. It looks like hip flops, doesn't it? It smells perfumed. But it's wickerwork and it's protecting a glass bottle. You used to get this with early medicine bottles as well. And here, there's something written on the top here. Yardley, London. Well, Yardley were perfumers, and it still smells of its original contents. How old it would be? It's probably 1940s, 1950s.
He can tell that, you know, just by sniffing.
How much is it? £12.50. Well, that's a candidate. I can afford that. I'm going to put that in my pocket.
Still leaves you a bit for a little something else.
This is a nice item. These were often christening presents. So you got an egg cup and spoon. So this is for your boiled egg. And it's made by a really good maker, by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, Goldsmith and Silversmiths, Elkington and Company.
£22 is the price on that.
And now you put your boiled egg in there, and you'd eat it with your egg spoon. Tap, chop, lovely.
Just need some soldiers. Back to Charles, who's found something a bit bigger for the dinner table.
I love this tureen here. It looks quite mundane, it's blue and white, but when you look at it closely, from the style of almost boar's head here, I know it's a tureen of some age. And this type of glassy paste, what we call hard paste porcelain, fired at 12 degrees Celsius, confirms to me it's Chinese and from the reign of Emperor Qianlong. And he was the great emperor of the arts of the 18th century. The lid of the tureen is nice. What's happened, though, is sadly, although the base is nice, with some lovely detail, you'll see it's been stapled on the bottom here. This would have been on your dining table in 1760. And the Europeans were mesmerised by what was this translucent material we called porcelain.
Some of them still are. Hey, Charles? £85 is the price on that. Let's have a chat with Paul.
I just saw this little patch box here. Love constitutes the value.
Yeah.
That's only priced at £35, Paul.
Oh, that's a nice thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yes,
It's got sentiment.
Yeah. There's a selling point there.
I like it. And I love this little porcelain tureen in colour.
Yeah.
Chinese Qianlong.
Yeah.
Probably second half 18th century.
Yeah, excellent.
That's priced at £85. What would be your humble, patchy, tureen casserole best?
Right. The rules that we have, anything over £50, I can do you 10%. So 120 quid, I can do you £12 off, which would be
Really?
£108.
Yeah.
And I think, to be honest, you've got a bargain. That's a good thing.
So the tureen at 80.
Yeah, and this at 28 quid.
Okay. Sold.
Sold.
Thanks a lot.
Smiles all round then, and he still has £27 in hand.
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. That includes delivery.
Oh, excellent. Excellent, Paul.
Come with me.
Any change, Paul?
No, it's all right.
Any change?
It's very nice of you.
He's a wag, that Paul. And his work's not finished yet, because James is still keen on that bottle and egg cup. If only he had enough money, eh? Time for a call to the dealer.
We've got a very charming gentleman here who's fallen in love with two of your items in your room.
Steady.
Yeah, they're that beautiful christening set, the Elkington one, which is all boxed and mint condition. There's also a lovely little spirit flask with a wicker basket. It comes to £34, but can I just explain that the gentleman is on a very tight budget and he is a VIP guest.
I wouldn't go that far, Paul.
Here's the cash on the table, 23 quid.
He's literally only got £23. Are you sure that's all right? I'll just put you on so you can say thank you for yourself. Go on, you on.
Go on.
Go on.
Thank you. God bless you. Well done.
I'm not going to sell to you again.
I don't blame you, madam.
She says she's not
I
gonna sell to
don't
you.
blame you. Thank you, madam. Bye.
She says she's not going to sell to you again.
Don't worry, I only need the sale once.
Very true. He's completely cleaned out, though.
Paul, thank you. Really kind.
You're
Thank
more than
you.
welcome, Jane,
Thank
and I
you.
wish you every success.
Thank you.
OK?
That makes two happy campers. Time to head auction wards.
It's been a great day, Charles.
Ah, James.
All done.
Let's now hope we can make some money together.
I hope so.
And
I
go
hope
on
so.
together.
I don't want to be left trailing.
Get out of here. I have a feeling, James, you might give me what I deserve. A good beating.
Well, we'll find out soon enough after some shut-eye. We've reached the railway town of Didcot, where this journey terminates. Would all passengers please disembark?
Are you pleased with your gate?
Yes, it's on trend. It's trying to hark back to the 70s, the look, the throwback.
What, the horse blanket?
Right, get inside.
It's a hard life being a fashion guru. We started this trip in Brackley, and after an Oxfordshire odyssey, we've ended up on the edge of town at Churchill Auctions, here to sell to a busy room and online too. James bought 5 auction lots, shelling out his whole £200 budget.
Well done, James. It's not often you'll say that the box is worth more than the contents, but James, I commend you. As for the egg cup and spoon, it's what it is. It's a bit yesterday, however, still charming. If you took the box away, £1, a couple of pounds on a good day.
Harsh. Charles also bought 5 lots for a more modest outlay of £173, including those cases.
Very strange lot, isn't it? Where's the antique?
You've got to think about what these objects represent today. Think vintage, think travel, think exploration.
I think you're polishing something, Charles. How much did you pay for them?
£40.
I think we should leave it there, Charles.
James, no, James, listen.
Rude. Let's hope auctioneer Anthony Tinson is more constructive with his criticism.
Proper antique, this one, 18th century. Shame about the damage on it, but it is an old repair. We've had pre-sale interest in it. It should do quite well on the day. We've got a lovely 9-carat gold bracelet here, set with white stones. Unfortunately, they're not diamonds, but it really does look the part. Lots of pre-sale interest. It's been out of the cabinet on plenty of wrists.
All sounds promising. Right, the second's out, round 1.
You're very light on your feet,
Well,
Charles,
I think
aren't
when
you?
you are in an auction room and you see people, it's that moment of contract law when objects are under the hammer.
Yeah.
So you're nimble.
You're nimble.
And just nervous.
Let's see if your first lot will calm the jitters. That Chinese tureen.
Straight in at 110 on the net, looking for 120 now.
Yes, get it!
110 on the net, looking for 120 anyway. It's a good proper antique, this one.
Good lad.
110 it
I
is
love
on the
you.
net.
Come on.
Straight in on the internet then. No
Oh,
one
we
in
need
the room.
competition.
Last chance and selling at 110.
Put the hammer down.
That's okay.
That's all right. That's all right.
First blow to Hanson, a cracking result.
Big profit. Good start. The beast from the east. Delivered.
James's egg cup and spoon next. Big ender or little ender?
If this was an egg and spoon race,
Yeah.
I think you'll lose.
We're straight in at 10 on the net, looking for 12 now.
Profit. Hold on.
£10 it is then.
Oh,
Gonna sell it.
Put it
Make a
there.
bid on the internet
Put it
at
there.
10.
Sold. Good lad.
Oh dear. A bit undercooked, that one.
Don't get eggy about it, okay?
Oh.
Terrible, Charles. Time for his cases now. James was a bit sniffy about these.
This is your plastic fantastic, isn't it?
We're straight in at 90 on the internet,
Yes,
looking for
get
5
in.
now.
Blimey.
At 90 it is
Come
on the
on.
net, looking for 5 now. My commission's out, 95 in the
Good
room, 100, 110.
I
110 we've
do
got.
not
It's out for
believe
now. We've
it.
got 110
Good
standing
lad.
on my left at
Pack your
110.
bags.
Looking for 120.
Pack your bags. It's a honeymoon.
You're out on the net.
It's a honeymoon.
Gonna sell to the room at
Good lad.
110.
Good lad. Happy holidays.
It's a railway town. They love luggage round here.
£110. Who'd have believed it, Charles?
Next up is that perfume bottle. Loves a bit of wicker, does our James.
I got 10 on commission, looking for 12. 12 now in the room.
Good luck,
I've
James.
got 15. Do you want 18? 18 takes my commission bidder out at 18 in the room,
Yardley.
looking
Do you
for
remember
20 now.
Yardley? Was it?
£18 standing bid in the room
Profits.
then.
That's a profit.
Last chance, you're
In
all
business.
out on the net. Selling at 18.
Good lad.
Hey.
Finally, the sweet smell of success for James.
I'm creeping up now.
Charles's patchbox next. Beauty spot wearers take note.
Straight in at 40 on the net,
Get in.
looking for 2 now.
Very
At
damaged.
40, my commission bidder's out. We got 40, 42 in the room.
42.
Internet's out for now. We got 42 standing bid, looking for 5 now. Internet's out then. Last chance. We're going to sell to the room. 45
Good
new
lad.
bidder.
Oh.
48
Go on.
and 50. Is that a no?
I love you.
I thought it was a yes. And 5. Do you want 55 and 60? No, 55 it is in the room as a definite no
That's
this time.
good, isn't it?
Patch it up, James.
Selling at
Well done,
55.
Well done, Charles.
Love constitutes value.
Love constitutes.
Thank you.
91.
That's £27 worth of love right there.
You're not allowed to blow kisses at the auctioneer. That's cheating.
Time for James's strawberry planter. Bumper crop or slim pickings.
Straight in at 15 and 18 now on the net. 18 we're at, 20 we've got, looking for
Well
two.
done, James.
22.
At £20 it is on the net, looking for two now. 22 in the room.
Good lad.
Do you want
Just
5
now.
on the net?
Just an over now.
At 22 it is, standing bid
Go
at
on, one
22.
more.
Do you want 5 on the net? Last chance then.
5 on the
We're gonna
net.
sell to the room bidder at £22.
Thank the Lord
Is
for
that
room
profit?
bidders.
Indeed. Just about made its money, that one.
I think that's sort of sponging the face, as they call it, isn't it? What do you call it? Washing the face.
Washing the face.
Sponging, honestly. Charles's brass boot goes under the hammer next.
20 we've got standing, looking for 2 now. At
Ten.
£20 only then.
10.
Maiden bid. We're going to sell it at 20.
You had high hopes about that.
That boot was made for walking.
A modest return, but he hasn't dropped a profit yet.
It clearly had a limp.
Well, it's only one. You're hopped.
Now, who's in the market for a cherub or two?
On bid, 20 on commission, looking for 2 now. 22, I've got 5.
Go on.
Do you want 28 internet? Or
course he
anywhere
does.
else, of course. 28 we got on the net. I've got 30 on the book. Do you want 2, madam? We've got 35. Do you want 38?
Good lad, Chief.
38. We've got 38 on the net. My commission
lad.
bid is out
Oh,
at £38 on the net.
Keep going.
Looking for 40 now then. At 38, 40 now, new bidder looking for 2.
You bidder. No,
At £40 it is on the net, looking for
Chief.
2.
Go on.
It's all on the internet then. Last chance.
Go on.
Hammers up.
45.
We're going to sell to the net bidder at 40.
Profit.
Oh.
I commend you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a resurgence, but at least it made a profit.
You just got to buy them well.
Can make money.
Last up, for Charles, his horse engraving. Brace yourselves.
At 20 on commission, looking for 2 now. Good. 22, 25, you want 28,
Thank
30.
you. Thank you.
No, 28
It's
on
rubbish.
my right,
It's been-
looking for 30.
it's
new bidder
framed
and 2.
far too
Good lads.
tight.
It's lovely.
Got 30 with the lady, do you want 2?
Well, you're worth it.
At £30 it
You're
is with
worth
the
it.
lady then.
Go on, we'll
Sees
trot.
it bid in the room. Hammers up and selling at 30.
Thank you.
You were lucky with that.
Well done, Charles. A full stable of profits there.
A barn find.
And finally, they may not be diamonds, but can James's bit of bling bring home the bacon?
Yeah, this could do really well. I am nervous that this lot might fly.
Straight in at 130 on the net. My commissions are out. 130 it is on the net, looking for 140 now.
Come on, competition.
At 130 it is on the internet then.
Come on.
No, you're out in the room.
Come on. Come on.
Last chance it is then, 130 on
Come
the
on.
net.
Come on. Come on.
Last chance and selling at 130.
9 carat gold.
3040.
Oh dear.
Bad luck, old bean, but a profit at least.
Well done. First leg to you, Joss. Come on.
Funny old game, James. Long way to go.
Right, let's find out the damage. James started off with £200, but after auction costs, he's heading in the wrong direction. He ends the day with £180 and 40 pence. But Charles, who started with the same amount, took his first step towards that coveted hat trick. After sale room fees, he now has a very healthy £293 and 50p. He's going to be incorrigible, isn't he?
Onward, chauffeur. The winner takes it all.
Oh, good grief. Take him away, James. Next on Antiques Road Trip, Charles with a beard, plus 2 cars.
I tell you what, Charles. From the rear, you do look a bit like Noddy in his car.
Not to mention a useful reminder of why we're all here.
Antiques. To make money. Oh.